What happens when the trustee refuses to give your $400,000 inheritance? I turned 25 on a Tuesday and called my Uncle Raymond, the trustee of my inheritance, to ask about accessing my trust fund. My grandmother had left me $400,000 when she died. The trust terms were clear. Full distribution at age 25. That was today. I don't think you're ready. Ready? The trust says I get the money at 25. I'm 25. The trust also gives me discretion as trustee to determine if distribution is in your best interest. He sipped his drink. And frankly, Helen, I don't think it is. You're not responsible enough. You're still figuring out your life. You haven't finished your degree. You're working part-time at a coffee shop. Your grandmother wanted this money to secure your future, not fund poor decisions. I'm going back to school in the fall. That's why I need the money. Tuition is, if you needed money for education, you should have asked me months ago. I could have paid it directly to the school. I'm asking now. He shook his head. The semester starts in 3 weeks. That's not enough time for me to evaluate whether this is a legitimate expense or just an excuse to get your hands on the money. An excuse? It's my money. Grandma left it to me. She left it in trust, with me as trustee. That means I decide when and how much you receive. And right now, I'm deciding the answer is no. 3 weeks later, I couldn't pay tuition. Had to defer enrollment. Raymond called it a learning opportunity about planning ahead. I needed a car. Mine had died completely. Asked Raymond for $5,000 from the trust. What happened to the car I helped you buy 2 years ago? It has 200,000 miles. The transmission is gone. Should have maintained it better. I'm not rewarding financial irresponsibility. I took the bus, an hour each way. Got written up at work for being late twice when buses didn't show. 6 months after my birthday, my rent increased. I asked Raymond for help. The trust could cover a few months while I find a better job. Absolutely not. You're living beyond your means. That's not what the trust is for. I was eating ramen and working 2 jobs. I need to see the trust statements. I want to know how much there is. Why? So you can spend it all in your head? Because it's my money, and I have a right to know. He sent me a 1-page summary. $380,000. It had gone down. Why is it less than what grandma left? Investment losses, market volatility, management fees. Something felt wrong. I called 3 more times asking for detailed statements. He sent the same 1-page summary each time. My best friend's father was an attorney. I asked him about it over coffee. Can a trustee just refuse to distribute funds? Depends on the trust language. You have a copy? I showed him. He read it twice. This is a mandatory distribution trust. At 25, he's required to give you the money. He has no discretion here. He said he does. He's lying. Or he doesn't understand trust law. Either way, you need a lawyer. We filed a petition in probate court demanding an accounting and immediate distribution. Raymond's response came through his lawyer. Beneficiary demonstrates financial irresponsibility and possible substance abuse issues. Trustee acting in her best interest to preserve assets. Substance abuse issues. I'd never done drugs in my life. Frank was furious. He's making things up to justify keeping control. We're demanding a full audit. The court ordered it. Raymond's attorney tried to block it, but the judge shut him down. The beneficiary is entitled to a full accounting, provided within 30 days. The audit took 6 weeks. The forensic accountant was a woman named Patricia. She called Frank first, then asked to meet with both of us. There are significant irregularities, she said, sliding a folder across the table. I opened it. Pages of transactions, dozens of charges to Raymond's personal credit cards, a new boat, country club dues, a vacation home in Colorado, all paid from my trust. How much? I asked. $87,000 over 3 years. He's been treating your trust like his personal bank account. Frank leaned forward. Can we prove it? Every transaction is documented. He didn't even try to hide it. Marked them as trustee expenses and property management fees, but the properties being managed are his own. The court hearing is 3 weeks later. Raymond showed up in a suit, confident. His attorney started by arguing I was financially immature, and the trustee had acted appropriately. Frank stood up. Your Honor, we'd like to enter the forensic audit into evidence. Raymond's face went pale. His attorney hadn't seen it yet. The judge read through it silently, looked up at Raymond. Mr. Raymond, did you use trust funds to purchase a boat? A boat is not a trust management expense. Neither is a vacation home in Aspen. The judge's voice was ice. You've stolen from your niece while telling her she's not responsible enough to access her own inheritance. That's not just a breach of fiduciary duty. That's theft. The judge turned to me. Ms. Helen, I'm ordering immediate distribution of all remaining trust funds to you, plus interest. I'm removing Mr. Raymond as trustee and referring this matter to the district attorney for criminal charges. The surety bond will cover what he's stolen. The surety bond paid back the $87,000 within a month. I received $467,000 total. The original amount, plus interest, minus legitimate fees. Raymond was charged with embezzlement and breach of fiduciary duty, pled guilty to avoid trial, lost his license to serve as a trustee for anyone, paid a $50,000 fine.